Richard from SharpshootingUK here. Got a Night Force BR here. Lovely repeatable solid scope, but the turret's very old fashioned. The windage is just a joke, it just goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's no separation for 1 minute, as it were, either side of 0. 1 minute left, 1 minute right. It just goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the elevation has only got 6 minutes. Just craziness. So I wanted some turret wraps, and I went to an excellent website, customturretsystems.com, and they've got a wizard on the screen that you fill in various bits and pieces, and you end up with these bespoke turret wraps. A lot of scopes, they know the dimensions. You just say, I've got a Night Force BR or an NXS or whatever, and they know the width. You need to have exact diameters of your turrets for creating the labels so they line up properly. So some of them they know, and others you measure yourself with a caliper and give them a diameter, put that into the box, and then you move on, and it previews and customizes the turret wraps as you go along. Absolutely great website. What I wanted with here was just to have individual markings for left and right. Okay, that's all I've done on there, and I've done 6 minutes either way. I could have done double rows, I could have done all sorts of things, but that's what I wanted, so that's what I marked, and you can see that it's black and white rather than the gold that Night Force used to use in this generation. Black and white, which I think was cool, and I've marked half minutes. I could also have marked with a raised marker quarter minutes, but I didn't. Entirely customizable. Could have had it any color I wanted, any font I wanted. Very cool. On the elevation, I've just put 2 turns in. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and running out of elevation and then wondering which row I was on, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then up to the next row and a count there. And I've marked quarter minutes on there as well. So half minutes on there. So you can see there that 2 minutes, go around again, is 8 minutes. So I've got up to 12 minutes marked on that scope, and that's more than enough for what I'm doing with this rig, which is only a 204. 12 minutes gets me way out there, so that's grand for that purpose. On my IOR, things are a bit different. This is a much longer range rifle. This is my big 284, you can see in my videos. What I've done on this, it's also got enormous turrets, so there's lots of room to play with. What I've done on this is I have put on the website my ballistics in and marked it all out. So what I've done is I've got 25 minutes on here. So I didn't need 2 rows of rotation, because 25 minutes gets me out to 1100 yards. That's great for what I need. So what I did do was, because I've got lots of height, I put in quarter minutes. Obviously 1, 2, 3, 4 around you go. That's normal. That's what it was like before. But above, I've got my yardages. So if I've got a quick 500 yard shot I need to take, and I don't need to worry too much about the details, I just want to crack on with it, use default settings as it were, barometrically and temperature wise and such like, around at 500. Five and 3/4 minutes to do it. Lovely. And you can see here that I've also labelled on what these clicks represent. AMAX 162 grain, lit BCs at 3110 feet per second, 10 degrees, 980 pressure. So that is a very cool label. When you order from them, however you design it, whatever you do, whichever type you buy, you get 4. So if you catch the edge of one when you're putting it down, labelling it on, sticking it on, if you want to try a different wrap and then put the other one back on, you get 4 each time you order. So I think that's a really nice touch. I've had these on about a year, and they're used in the rain and the freezing and the all of that, and well, you can't tell that they're not new really. They seem to be tough as old boots. They're not laminated in a shiny way that sort of you might imagine they'd need to be. They just seem to be kind of matte, which looks fantastic. It almost looks like there isn't a wrap on there, to tell the truth. But it's really tough. The ink doesn't run or any silliness like that. It just really tough labels, it seems to me. I wouldn't change a thing. But the thing that's really impressive, I think, is that the website enables you to completely customize it how you want it. I mean, I know that S&B, for example, have yellow when you go left and pink when you go right, or whatever. These visual indicators, I know March are doing similar things. These visual indicators you could put on your wraps, no problem. You can have whatever color scheme and font you want. To tell the truth, I wanted to kind of stay with the cool black and white vibe, so I didn't bother about all of that. I know left and right in my sleep, so I don't really need to worry about color coding. Not shooting under a great deal of stress. I don't need that much help, but all of that is customizable on the website, which I think is very cool. You can put your own ballistics in, or you can use some presets. Same with the width of the turret. If you've got a strange turret, I mean, this IOR is a fairly rare scope. You just measure it, and then the labels line up just right. Chap who runs it is helpful, switched on, knows what he's talking about. Is not a salesman. We're talking about a shooter here, so that's very cool. That's very cool. You're really buying shooting products from a shooting man. So that's really good, and I can certainly vouch for how helpful he is in getting you sorted if you have any issues. So yeah, I've chosen wraps for my purposes. On the Night Force, I just needed to show more than my 6 minutes per turn would show. And I needed left and right separated. And I've got that, and I've got 4 sets. So what's not to like? www.customturretsystems.com. Check out the website there. It's got a very clever system for getting exactly the right turret wraps for you, and then you can preview how they're going to print out, so you can change your font and see how it looks. Put loads of info on, gets too cluttered, and you go, oh no, that's no good, because you're tempted to put everything on. You want 5 rows of dialings, you want your yards, you want your pressures, you want your label of, and the turret just looks terrible. So what you do is you play about with it, keep hitting preview, then you get it just right, that mixture of enough information and the sizing just right, and hit print, and it's done, and they arrive in the post sharpish. Really, really, really recommended. I've had turret wraps in the past, but these are custom turret wraps, and that's the difference with these guys. So yeah, thoroughly recommended. Give them a go, whatever your scope. There aren't many scopes out there that can do with no improvement. There aren't many. I like the S&B turrets, I like the March turrets, but at the end of the day, putting your yardages on, customized to your own ballistics and your own zero, putting extra information on, sometimes even putting less information on. Some modern turrets are getting quite cluttered. You can always improve for a few dollars, and that's what these guys do. You can preview it on the website before you commit. That's just good looking. Okay, thoroughly recommended. www.customturretsystems.com.